Hey guys, how's it going? Laura with Garden Answer. In today's video, I want to show you a really fun container arrangement in this gorgeous galvanized bin that I just picked up at an antique store for $50, which I thought was an incredible deal for how big it is and how gorgeous it is. So first off, I hope that this arrangement is inspirational to you. Just seeing some fresh plants come together. I know come middle of summer when it's really hot, kind of the dog days of summer, it's just fun to see some fresh stuff come together. Also, I've seen lots of comments from you guys about what can I put in a container that will last from spring through fall, so I don't have to worry about switching them out all the time, and it's easier on your budget and easier on you not having to do that work. All of these plants are really good for that. So I've already drilled 4 drainage holes in the bottom of this container. I used our drill with a metal drill bit, just popped 4 holes in so that all the plants will stay happy. So now I'm going to fill it with soil and then I'll get to planting. I may or may not use all of these plants. I've got some gorgeous stuff here. I just pulled some really fun warm summer colors that will lend into fall so that I don't have to switch it out. You know, I could even tuck in like a decorative pumpkin or something like that if I want to later on. Anyway, I'm going to put this thing together and then we'll talk about everything that went into it. I absolutely adore how this planter came out. I think it's so warm, so summer, and I think it's going to go into fall beautifully. Now, if I were planting this in the spring, which you could totally do with all of these plants and then have them go through fall, like I said, I probably wouldn't pack it quite as closely together and give each plant a little bit more room to grow, because when you're planting them at this point of the year where you're only maybe expecting 3 to 4 months of growth out of them rather than 8 months, you would need to let them have a little bit more space. And initially when I picked this container up, I thought I was going to go more classic with it, with a topiary, white blooming flowers, and then maybe some kind of green spiller coming from the sides, ivy or creeping jenny, which I might do in the future. But I went down to the garden center right after they got a fresh load of plants in, which, you know, I kind of lose my mind when new plants come in and I just get so excited. So I want to start in the back and I'll work my way forward and kind of go over all of these plants. This is one that's really unusual. I thought you guys would really like to see this. It's called an elegant feather eupatorium. So it's actually zone 6 through 9, so it's kind of a tender perennial. It won't last in my area, but it might last in yours. They grow about 3 to 6 feet tall and 1 to 2 feet wide, which probably won't get that big in this container. But to be honest with you, I've never personally grown one in a container. I've put them in a lot of customers' containers when I've done custom designs for them, and they really like them just because of how unique they are. But this will be a first for me, so you guys will get to see how this looks as the season goes. So I used 3 of those in the back, and then stepping down one, I used a meteor shower verbena, which is an absolute new favorite of mine. I planted it everywhere in the landscape. I've got it in containers. This one will grow up and kind of fill in between the 3 eupatoriums there. The next step down is the Denver Daisy Rudbeckia, which brings the bright pop to this arrangement. And the thing I really love about it is the burgundy coloring in there on its petals. It really ties everything together because of the color of the heuchera that I have and the color of the superbena. It just all marries well. Now this one grows about 18 to 28 inches tall, and the meteor shower grows about 20 to 30 inches tall. So I should have a really kind of nice filler layer in here eventually. And then another step down, I used 2 heucheras. These are called cherry truffles. Beautiful, beautiful color on these. Really deep, really fall tone to me. I believe that these are available in garden centers next year. I'm just trying them out this year and really, really loving them. The next step down from that is the Superbena Royal Romance, which I used 3. I tucked 1 in on each side and then 1 in the center. And these are just wonderful plants. They bloom and bloom and bloom. And they kind of are a filler and a spiller both. So it'll kind of fill in right in here and then it'll spill over a bit, which I think will be really, really nice. And then another experiment that I'm trying this year is trying the Tangerine Slice Appeal as a trailer. This is one I'm going to probably have to prune on a little bit because they grow quite large and I don't know how they're going to react, but I think the color is beautiful and I think it's a really fun and different concept if it will work nicely. And the fun part about it having the container right here is that we have a trellis right behind it that I have this black-eyed Susan vine planted below it, so it'll grow and fill in. So I'll have it back here as well as mirrored right in front of this container. So that is the arrangement, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing it come together, and I'm so excited to show you updates as the season goes, because like I said, this Eupatorium is a brand new one to me in containers. I've never personally grown it. And then the Black-Eyed Susan vine as a trailer is going to be very interesting to see what happens. But most of all, I was excited to use this galvanized container. I just love this detail on the front of it. It looks like an X there, and it has that on all 4 sides. I just thought it was such a steal. And that's the beauty of galvanized containers, because a lot of times you can find them for fairly inexpensive prices. I mean, this is a huge container. If this was concrete or some other type of material, do you hear no behind me? No, what is the deal? He's crying about something. But yeah, you can most of the time find galvanized containers for really inexpensive, so it's a really good alternative, and I think it looks really neat as well. This is actually the first video of a 2-part series. I wanted to show you this container first, and then I've got 2 more to show you that'll kind of be scaled down a little bit more in case you don't have the type of space, or maybe you just don't want to spend quite as much money on a project. This will give you 2 more ideas, but I thought that just doing 1 in a video would be good, because I used an awful lot of plants and I didn't want it to be too much. So I'm excited to show you these other 2 containers tomorrow morning. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.